We saw what happened when Frieza was given a second chance, and then we saw what happened when he was given a third one. Frieza is an opportunist. We've seen that multiple times throughout Dragon Ball Super, from Golden Frieza and now Black Frieza. But what would happen if Frieza did die on that third chance? Let's say Goku and Vegeta did overcome the hurdle that Black Frieza truly is, and they defeated him. But this defeat not only killed Frieza, but it also sent him back in time, and he was reborn with his memories. What would have happened to Universe 7? Well, let's just say we should really be asking what would have happened to all the universes. Because Frieza, if he was reborn with his memories, he would be a threat to every last one of them. But just like Frieza always is, he may be an opportunist, but he's prone to make mistakes. He doesn't like learning from his mistakes, at least not all the time, so I could see this going down two different ways. Let's start with the very first one, and the two different ways obviously would start relatively the same, so keep that in mind. The first way I could see this going is that Frieza would not only exterminate the Saiyans based on Beerus's wishes, he would make sure all of them were killed. That includes a flying away Goku, or a small baby in a space pod would be picked up without a trace. And I hate to say that, it would probably be the same for someone like Broly, someone like Vegeta that is older, Nappa, Raditz, all would be dead. And in both scenarios this would definitely happen. But in the first scenario this would be a little bit different, because Frieza, yes, he knows he should train and work hard, but he also knows that he should gain immortality, because immortality would put him in a scenario, a situation where he could easily beat anyone he possibly can fight. Anybody that he has to fight, anybody that is put in front of him, and that includes Lord Beerus. So Frieza would immediately head off to Earth, not actually Namek, being that was a more difficult way of getting the Dragon Balls, but he would head off to Earth with his giant army to gain the Dragon Balls. Being that he knows that he was wished back pretty easily, he goes to Earth, finds a dragon radar in that of Bulma, who would at this time would have the dragon radar, and he would make sure that he takes the dragon radar, kills everyone on Earth, grabs the Dragon Balls, summons Shenron, and wishes for immortality. In doing this, making him literally invulnerable to everything, this would be the first step in his plans. The very first step in his plans would be immortality, and the next would be to train, to get stronger. Frieza already knows the location of some sort of room of spirit of time, a room that changes drastically while you're in there, a room that allows you to get a year's worth of training in just one day in real time. Frieza, knowing this, would go straight there right after dealing with this immortality debacle. He would train, and train some more, and he would decide that after he gets a proper amount of training, after he gets the strength he needs, well, he would go take on Lord Beerus. Now that would be the next thing for him to kind of change, to kill Lord Beerus, to make sure that he can maintain everything. He can actually figure out everything he needs to figure out. But I will say one thing, a fight with Lord Beerus, even after years and years of training, won't be as easy as Frieza believes. Because when Lord Beerus would find out that Frieza is immortal, he would think that the best way to trap or stop Frieza isn't to kill him, but is to actually trap him in a kind of Z-sword like weapon, in which that's exactly what he would do. So Frieza, lacking the knowledge he needs to kill Beerus, or at least stop him entirely, would lead to him being trapped away forever. Not maybe in a Z-sword specifically, but in a type of weapon. Maybe it's a sword, maybe it's an axe, maybe it's a, I don't know, a pocket knife. You never really know what Beerus has up his sleeve, but if he's able to trap away Elder Kai, then I'm sure he could trap away Frieza. There's nothing about the restrictions on how powerful that weapon can hold, or the being's power restriction based on that weapon. So in one scenario, I could see Frieza getting trapped away, and his chance at rebirth and his second, real true second chance at dominating the universe would actually end up falling short. Now, with that said, I do believe there may be a second scenario where Frieza does dominate with an iron fist above the entirety of the universe, and maybe even all the universes to follow. Now, this is what I believe could happen in a second scenario. In a second scenario, I could definitely see Frieza actually seeking out the knowledge he needs to defeat Lord Beerus. Yes, he believes that power could eventually supersede what Beerus maintains. Maybe he can get strong enough to surpass Beerus. Maybe he was surpassed Beerus at one point. Maybe Goku and Vegeta are just beyond him as well. But this version of Frieza, one that is reborn with his memories, has all of those mistakes ingrained in his brain, believes that he can't let this gift, this amazing gift that he's been given, go to waste. So he decides that he wants to seek knowledge as much as possible, all the knowledge he possibly needs, and frankly, the best way to do that is the Dragon Balls. This time around, Frieza actually decides to go to Namek, and when he goes to Namek, he tells all of them exactly what he wants and begins to torture every last Namekian there until he gets it. Not only would he be able to get his immortality, but he would also be seeking out knowledge, the knowledge to kill a destroyer, and soon he would get the knowledge that he needed. The knowledge that Supreme Kai is actually attached to Lord Beerus, and if Supreme Kai dies, well, so does Lord Beerus. Now that is a revelation he needed to hear, and a revelation he wanted to know. Now he would still take this very seriously. He looks beyond just controlling Universe 7. He wants more than just controlling Universe 7. So he would train as much as possible to gain power far beyond Lord Beerus, maybe even power beyond any god he can possibly think of. But here's the thing. Once he figures out how to lure out Supreme Kai, and once he figures out that he can kill Supreme Kai, and once he does, well, let's just say Lord Beerus is no longer an issue, and there's no other issues to be had. Literally nothing is stopping Frieza. Who's gonna try to stop him? The Galactic Patrol? Definitely not. Nobody is nowhere near strong enough, and the only person that is strong enough, well, can't actually fight. If they fight, they will disappear from existence, and they would have not have done their job properly. Now, with Frieza having to eliminate Lord Beerus, or, well, Supreme Kai in turn eliminating Lord Beerus, he now is ready to continue his domination of the entire universe. He knows there are other races all about. I mean, he's dealt with them before, from the Ceruleans to many other races as well. So he knows he wants to absolutely gain more and more loyal followers. Is it that simple? Definitely not. But that's why with power like his own, well, he wants to make sure that he's untouchable, that he is so far beyond anybody else that even a wish upon a dragon wouldn't be able to stop him. Because even if someone wishes to be stronger than Frieza, to be stronger than the strongest being in the universe, well, Frieza wants to make sure that he has a way around everything. This version of Frieza in this second scenario will make sure that he has every advantage possible. But like I said, with Beerus gone, with him dead, being that there's no Saiyans and nobody to stop him, a reborn Frieza could easily take over the entire universe, gaining an army far stronger than he ever has had. And on top of that, well, his father is still alive. He could easily have an amazing training partner, and a training partner that grows as fast as him, and he would force his father into training and more training so that eventually they could start universe hopping. So they can start actually taking over universes. Since Universe 6 is also connected in terms of travel, and they have the ability to actually travel to Universe 6, Frieza sees fit that that is the next location for him to conquer. And now Champa is a powerful being. Champa is almost as strong as Beerus. He just doesn't take things as seriously. Shoot, Champa may even know that his brother is actually dead right now. So he might even seek out Frieza earlier than you could possibly imagine. But Frieza's understanding of how everything works, how the Supreme Kais are connected to the gods of destruction, and on top of that, how he knew Champa would eventually come knocking, or eventually he would have to knock on the door of the god of destruction of Universe 6. Well, he was prepared. This version of Frieza is 100% prepared. Maybe even his father has a black form himself. But of course, that is the color choice is of own preference. But let's just say this. You have a Frieza and King Cold of insane power proportions, and a Champa that isn't as strong as Beerus. And on top of that, Frieza already knows the weakness of all gods of destruction. So when he travels to Universe 6, he could choose one or two things. Just go kill the Supreme Kai of Universe 6 and then continue his domination of this brand new universe. Or he could kill Champa with King Cold by his side. Killing Champa would obviously lead a vacuum in the God of Destruction role. Same thing with Universe 7. So, what if he decides to have King Cold take up the spot of the Universe 6 God of Destruction? Now soon, this would draw attention from Zeno. But of course, there needs to be things done very, very quick and very, very concise. Frieza knew that eventually someone very, very powerful would come and try to kill him, or even erase his entire universe. But that's why throughout this time, Frieza would be looking for more and more ways to get strong. Maybe even gathering the Super Dragon Balls, wish orbs that are limitless. Now, would any of this end with Frieza being the ruler of all the multiverse? Well, I hate to say it, but there's definitely a chance. With how fast they grow in strength, with every last advantage on the side of Frieza, there's definitely a good chance he could capture every last universe in the entirety of the multiverse. And it would lead to Dragon Ball in its entirety, or the whole Dragon Ball universe, all the universes, to be under the rule of one Lord, Lord Frieza. It's a scary thought, because if Frieza was really reborn with his memories and truly decided that he was going to take things very, very seriously and make sure that he personally had every advantage possible, remembering all his mistakes, knowing that there are other beings out there way stronger than him, even beyond just Lord Beerus, he could potentially eclipse them all, potentially grow so fast and have so many different advantages, from immortality to his insane strength. Frieza could be in a situation that all that comes after this rebirth is domination. All that comes after this rebirth is success. But I want to know, do you think if Frieza was reborn with his memories, he would still make a mistake allowing Lord Beerus or someone in Universe 7 or 6 to capitalize off of it, forcing Frieza to actually still lose? Or do you think in a second scenario that Frieza would dominate universe after universe with the knowledge that he has now, and also the knowledge he would gain after his rebirth? Now, those are only two scenarios. We all know there are infinite numbers of possibilities. Shoot, there's probably a possibility that a rebirth Frieza would just make the exact same mistakes he always makes. But I would love to hear what you guys think about what would have happened if Frieza was reborn with his memories. Do you think Frieza would have the wherewithal, the intelligence to really be able to take over the Universe 7 or Universe 7 and all the other universes? Or do you think he would fall short? Do you think Frieza would not be able to eclipse these other gods and so on and so forth? Mortals, gods, and just powerful beings alike? Well, let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear what you think about this scenario, what you think would have actually happened, because like I said, there's infinite numbers of possibilities. And as always, be nice in the comment section, and I hope all y'all have an amazing day, but make sure before you leave a like, leave a sub, and leave a comment down below. All that good stuff. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Later, everyone.